Hi, this is Dallas McMillan. I wanted to show you a really useful tool that LinkedIn provides to help you visualize your LinkedIn network. Now, as our online networks become more complex and more important to us, having ways of visualizing or understanding our networks can be really useful. Particularly, it can help us identify areas where our networks don't match our real life strengths, or where there's opportunities or other reasons to grow our network in a particular area. Now, the tool LinkedIn offers is called LinkedIn Maps, and I'll include the URL to get your map. Once we go to this page, we just click Get Yours Now, and we can see while we're waiting here, this is the map of someone clustered by colour, and you'll see mine also. We've got different sort of nodes of similar contacts within sort of sub-networks within our main network, and LinkedIn has helpfully color-coded these to help us sort them into different sections. Now, I last did this a few months ago, and my network's changed a bit since then, and there's a whole new area has grown which wasn't really obvious before and now is really prominent. So it's interesting going back and then identifying what that new section is. Now, if you're not sure, I'm a veterinarian, so I've got a veterinary section here. Now, I live in Cairns, and there's a lot of Cairns business people in here as well. I know a few people in this sort of accounting and professional sector, and I think they're mostly in here, less prominent now than they were. And also I'm interested in digital media and online marketing and web design and things like that, so I've got quite a few connections in that sort of zone as well. So they're the existing labels that I've got, and there's some new sections here, one of which, this orange section, has grown really prominently, and I'll need to identify what these people have in common and sort of tag them as being belonging to a particular group. So by hovering over each of the contacts, I can identify who the people are and sort of confirm that they fit into the real life networks that I know about. And in some cases there'll be people who join two networks, and we'll see some people who are sort of larger spots on here who are really they're super connectors, and they're connected to lots of people across different networks, and they can be really powerful for helping you to reach into new groups of people who you might not otherwise have contact with. Because the way LinkedIn works, it's a connection engine, whereas Google is a search engine looking to match keywords. LinkedIn is very much connecting people who are connecting with other people by nature of direct relationships or involvement in an organisation or a skill set. So it's a really interesting network to be involved with, but it is limited how far you can reach out to people, because you sort of need to know someone who knows someone. You can't go right out to 6 degrees of separation. So let's review this orange one. So this I'd tagged as veterinary, and it was a little bit unclear last time, but I can confirm that this is vets at the moment. And what I'm seeing though is that these are Australian vets for the most part, and what I'll see here is this is mostly international vets, mostly in the United States, and so this is clustered as a sort of separate sector, and by and large a lot of these guys know each other, and a lot of these guys know each other, and there's not so many relationships between them. So being a connection between two big important groups like that can position you as a conduit or connector yourself. That is a really important part of networking. And there's a few other little things. So we can sort of tag this as, I'll call it international vets. It's mostly, I'll just call it international vet. And we've also got this this fine blue network through here, and by and large these are veterinary industry people who are not necessarily vets. So I've got a recruitment officer there, people who work at employment agencies, drug suppliers, media companies, so they're in the power veterinary industry, whereas these ones by and large looks like a few, but I'll bet most of these have veterinary degrees or work at a vet clinic. So we'll call this sort of para-veterinary. And a little red area here. And look, I know a few of these people by name, like Steve Berta, one of the most connected people on LinkedIn, 30,000 connections, and Stacey, we just saw, most connected woman on LinkedIn. So these purplish ones here, they are super connectors, I think we'll find, and they're probably mostly involved in the sort of recruitment industry, because they tend to really be heavily into LinkedIn. It's very useful for recruiters. And we might find these pink ones are in the online marketing and lead generation industry, but again, these are people who have connections in lots of different directions. So I'll make these recruiting and marketing. So I hope that gives you some insight into a way to get a better idea of your networks and where they're strong, where they're weak, how they connect together. I find that a really cool concept, and I hope it's useful to you too. We're going to be looking at how we can grow our networks, better communicate with the people in our networks, because there's no point having a big network that you don't really interact with, and heaps of other useful LinkedIn tips as part of our LinkedIn influence course. So if you're interested, just fill out your details below, and we can send you out every update that comes out. And otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and good luck on LinkedIn. Thank you.